Good day, everyone. So, this is a video on risk management, specifically for people that trade crypto futures. Yeah. So, risk management just has to do with the process of controlling how much we risk per trade, so that a bad trade doesn't might wipe out our entire portfolio. That is to say, if we have $100 account, we want to know how much we are risking per trade. If we are risking 10%, that is $10 per trade. So we know that okay, yeah, if we have a strategy that entails having that gives us 1 to 3 risk to reward in the space of 10 trades, we know that okay, the chance of us having 5 TPs is high with this particular strategy. And we know that okay, since we know this, we don't want to go all in a particular day, like risk the whole $100 on one trade, because we don't know the one that will hit TP. The market is not for anybody. The market does what the market wants to do. You having an edge just necessarily means that okay, to some extent, you know that this particular if you approach the market in this particular way, it will give you the chance of you having multiple TPs is very extremely high. Like it gives you a high probability of having hitting take profit. I know that okay, at this particular strategy, you give you 1 to 3 R. So you knowing all this, you don't want to risk your entire portfolio on this thing. You just want to risk a particular amount. So in some cases, it might be 1%, but for the purpose of this video, we'll be using 10% per trade. So because of this 10% per trade, we want to risk just $10 in every trade that we take. So now how do you calculate this particular stuff? Because most people will just use calculator. Sometimes you don't. So some people don't even know how to calculate. You just put the amount. It might be higher than the $10. It might be lower than the $10. So because of this, you might take 10 trees and maybe have five take profit and hit five SLs stop loss, and still your account will still be in the red. That is if you don't blow your account. So this video now will help us to understand how to calculate this thing, this risk, to calculate, to manage our risk, and and also to know what RR, like that is risk to reward, is all about. RR. So this video will help us to know this. Don't like for this particular trade is a 1 to 5 R. So it means if you are risking $10, you are making $50 if it hits TP. Then if it goes to our SL, you are losing $10. 1 to 5 R. This particular trade, if you risk $10, if you hit TP, you're making $50. But if you hit your SA, you're making 10, if you're losing $10. So now how do you make sure that okay, if to know the specific amount you use in entering this trade, so that if it goes to this place, you know that okay, what I'm losing here is 10%, and that is what I'm comfortable losing. How do you calculate this? Now you want to know the opening price. And this in this case, the opening price is 4.043. Opening price, which is also your entry, 4.043. Then our stop loss is 4.086. Now I also want to know what our take profit will be. So profit in this case is 3.834. You see 3.834. So this is more like a sell market. We are selling. So how do you calculate this particular stuff now? First, since you know what, first you want to know the margin, how much you want to use in opening this particular trade. In this case, let's just assume that okay, I have $100 account. I want to use, since I want to risk $10, I'll use the whole $100. Or Let's just say I'll use $50 inside. So now how you did this is 50, which is your margin, which is the money that you are willing to risk. 50 multiply by the leverage. Let's just go with 20x leverage. So that will give you, that will be equivalent to 1,000. Okay. So this will give you 1,000. So now what you want to do now is this 1,000 that you have here, you want to divide it by your entry price. Your entry price is also known as, is also this your opening price, which is 4.043. That would be equivalent to, that will give you 247.341. 247.341. So now you knowing that okay, you've had this answer now. You want to call this 247.341, 247.341. How do you arrive at this 247.341? Is this 1,000, which is our margin, multiplied by our leverage, what it gave us, we divided it by our opening price. It gave us this 247.341. Now this 247.341, we want to multiply it by our stop loss, which is in this case 4.0086. Now this now if we multiply with it will give us one. Okay, our answer will be 1,010.635. Now what are we going to do next? This 1010.635, want to minus it from the original 1,000. Want to minus it from the original 1,000. And our answer will be 10.63. So, so from this now we've ascertained what we are risking in this particular trade. 10.6. It means that we are risking, we are making $10 63. We are losing $10 63 cents if this thing should go to SL. With time, this thing now give you an edge to calculate it. If you reduce it to maybe say 19 or 18x, it might give you the $10 and the dot. But from this calculation now we have this thing now, it gives us, it means that we are risking 10.63, $10.63. Now if you want to calculate the take profits, you don't need to do more. Since you've calculated it to up down to this place, you just want to do, so you go down to this 247.341. What you want to do is that 247 for take profits. So this 247.341, want to do, want to multiply it, by this take profit, which is this 3.834. 3.834. And our answer will be equals to 247.341 times 3.834. 834. That is 940. It gives us the answer is 948.30, another number. So now what you do now here is to do 1000 is to do 948.30 minus the 1000. And our answer is 51 minus 51. So you know that this thing now, this so it means that if you for every $10, 63 cents, you're making $51. So that is one that this thing now gives you like this thing now means that if you are taking a 1 to 5 trade, for every $10 you risk, you are making $5 $51. So if you take 10 trades, risking $10, and you hit 5 TPs, though if you like if you all of them hit full take profit, that is in this case is 1 to 5 hour, it means though you've lost 250 this thing $50, but when you calculate the profit you still be green, because when you multiply 51 by 5, that is 251 $55. That means you made additional $200 minus your capital. I don't know if you're then minus your capital, you get. So now this now gives you an edge in taking trades. So you don't want to jump in one particular trade with all your portfolio. You want to risk a particular amount that you that you make you not to how will I put it? You want to risk a particular amount that you don't want to change the figure over the course of 10 trades. You want to be risking specific amounts. If it's $10 you want to use in starting, you risk that $10 across 10 trades. If you divided your $100 account into 10 trades. So that is what risk management is just all about. Your entire portfolio, you calculating it and knowing how you want to risk it in specific trade. If it's 1%, you know that okay, you want to risk $1. If it's 10%, you want to risk 10%. But just know that you must have a proven edge, and also plus your proven edge, you have a specific risk to reward that you take, and you don't want to change the amount you are risking per trade, and make sure you don't risk your entire portfolio in a single trade, even though that trade looks divine, because after everything the market is not for the market is not the market wasn't created for you to make money. It was actually created for people to lose. So you having this mindset, you know that okay, I won't risk all my money on a particular trade. I want to risk a specific amount. In this case, you know that you first calculate your entire portfolio, how much you are willing to lose per trade, and you're comfortable with losing, and risk a particular amount in every trade you take. First, you bring your entire portfolio, you divide it by a specific number of trades you know that you will take. If you want to if you have $100 account, you want to divide it by 20 trades. Okay, you know that okay, I'll be risking 5%. Maybe that would be like $5 instead of $10. So risking that $5 per trade now make you take 20 trades. Then over the course of you taking 20 trades, taking a specific risk to reward, even though it's 1 to 2, having 60% win rate, if you winning 60% of the trade and risking same amount, you still be in profit. That is all. Thank you.